video, I'm going to be making music album covers in Gorilla Tag. I'm going to be making 3 of them, ranging from Tyler, the Creator, all the way to Kanye West. Alright, so I aim in Blender right now, and first I think I've gotta change my canvas size to 1920 by 1920 so it is a square like an album cover. Alright, I'm just gonna model. So my first one is going to be the Tyler, the Creator. What's it called? Like the See You Again one, you know what I mean, right? With all the bees. I'm not exactly sure what the album is called, but first I'm gonna start with the fur. I'm just gonna have the camera from the side, and I'm gonna put it in pose mode, and I'm gonna start like working on the posing and stuff, you know what I mean? So his arms are crossed, right? Oh, so I'm gonna actually have it more behind him. That doesn't look terrible, yeah. I'm gonna look at how big he is in it. So like this, I'm gonna render it and see what it looks like. No, I'm gonna make him brown. Oh, I was in this. I'm supposed to be in this, that's why he looked so dark. I just fumbled. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. And I can always resize it in Photoshop or Photopea. Okay, so I'm now in Photopea. And what I think I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna open the thing, and that's gonna be the background. I think it's gonna be like that. And then I didn't think that they'd actually have it. I'm just gonna save the image as that. Now that I have the image, I'm gonna open it and place it in here. Then wait, that's actually kind of sick for real. It's not very high quality. Yeah, that's much better. I'm sure you guys can tell a difference. Okay, but I'm a huge fan of this album cover for real. And I'm gonna add another one of the same exact image, except I'm gonna have that bee that covers his face as. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have that be the main object. I just need the stuff that's in front of the monkey. You know what? Why aren't I using the eraser? And now I can use the eraser. Why didn't I do that in the first place though? Wait, I'm gonna make the monkey bigger. Then I'm gonna have the bee in front of his face like that. And then I'm gonna erase, except I'm gonna put it at like a size 123, I guess. Erase all that. That's actually sick. Okay. So I believe that is our first one done. So let's move on to the next album cover. I'm back in Blender, and this is our reference, or the album cover I'm going to be doing. It is the Travis Scott album cover. Let me check the name real quick. It's the Utopia album cover, and this album has Fiend and stuff in it, I'm pretty sure, so it's arguably his second most famous album cover other than the like Astro World one, because I'd say that's probably his most famous just by the looks. Let's just get into the video, or not the video, oh my goodness, into the making of the of the album cover. Don't know if I'm gonna change the face. I might have to change the face. I'm gonna change my camera thing all the way up to 1920, back when I was born. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna move my camera and stuff to see the angle that I want to be. Probably gonna be something like this. I think I'm gonna tilt his body back like that. His left hand is back and in a fist, because it's like boxing and stuff, That's what he's doing in the cover. This one might be a little harder than the other one just because I can't just find the background and stuff. Gonna have to use the burn tool and all that jazz. Or it might be a little harder within Photopea. That might just be it, but I'm gonna add the face and stuff. So I'm gonna go back into object mode. I'm gonna add the monkey's face material. It's gonna be, I'm gonna look up. You don't really see his face much in the thing, but it looks better like that than the other way around. So his fist is up a bit more, so I'm going to go back into pose mode and make sure it is as accurate as it can be. Alright, that looks better. That looks a lot better. I'm going to render the image. Alright, so I now have the monkey, and I'm gonna look at this real quick. Okay, so I didn't do it as good as I was hoping. I should have looked at it better in Blender, because he is, as you guys can see, his facing the camera more, like with his torso and stuff. So it's okay though, because I'm still pretty proud of myself. I'm gonna have a black background. Wait, that looks tough. That looks tough though. You gotta admit. Okay, it's tough. Should I add black boxing gloves? Alright, I'm not going to. But I'm going to get the burn tool, and I'm going to make it darker and stuff so that it looks a bit more like the image, Yep, I don't like that. Gonna have it be just a little bigger. Alright, so I think that's actually pretty decent. I'm not a huge fan of how the face turned out, but I like the fur and stuff. The stomach was iffy. You just can't burned that place right there for some reason, and I'm not exactly sure why, but honestly, I'm really proud of it. This is the comparison to what I was trying to do, you know? But it doesn't look bad. Alright, so to the last and final album cover, I'm going to be doing the Kanye West one. It's super, like, well known, and honestly, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do it. Okay, so the next album cover I'm going to be doing is the Graduation album cover, so I'm going to close out my Blender real quick. Alright, so I'm back in Blender again, arguably his most famous album cover. But it's gonna be a lot harder because the background and everything, it's like he's shooting out of the thing. So what I'm gonna do, I think, is have the monkey as the bear, of course, because that's like the character or whatever in the album cover. And I'm gonna have it be the one that's like bursting out of the rocket ship area, you know? I'm gonna readjust the camera. I'm gonna now pose the monkey rig and hope that it turns out good, and I think it will. I'm like really excited for this transformation. I'm gonna have it not as much in the side this time, just because last time. I'm gonna try to do even better on this one. I'm gonna rotate it back a little, I think, and make it face a bit more towards this way, maybe. Alright, I'm gonna have the head tilted up. Alright, that looks good. Alright, now I think that looks decent, but I'm gotta add the gorilla face, because that's arguably the most important part about the entire thing. Actually, that's not arguably the most important part. It's not at all the most important part, but I'm gonna go to the face material. I'm gonna find a new face. You know what? I think this one would be good because it's more neutral like the bear is. That looks decent. Alright, I'm gonna look at the album cover one more time, and his arms look back more. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I need to rotate its hand because you can't really see the other one. And then I'm gonna move it up a bit, I think. That looks good, I'd say. You know, render it and see how it turns out. Alright, that looks good, I think. The head looks very big. You know what, I'm gonna change that. I need to move it out more so that you can actually see the rest of it a bit more. I feel like the head still looks pretty big, but I think that's gonna be the best I can probably get. Alright, so I'm back in Photopea, and I think that's like how I'm gonna put it, and I'm gonna have it overlay the bear, I think. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted and crap for this, because that'd be embarrassing for all. Yep, that looks dumb. I think it needs to be like a lighter brown, like that. Alright, that looks good. I said that about the last one, but yeah, that one was just too dark, I think. And how did I just delete the both of them at the same time? What looks wrong? I'm gonna look it up without the bear. That looks good, I say. I'm gonna delete that and open and place this one. Cool, yeah, that's higher quality, I think. And I'm gonna look at it with the bear in it, see where the bear is. That's like almost exactly where the bear is. I think the bear is a little bigger, but I'm gonna use the burn tool to kind of fix the shading and stuff. The burn tool always fixes everything. Okay, I think that might be the best I'm gonna get. I wish the light wasn't there. That's kind of annoying. I think it's fine. I really hope you guys liked this video, and comment down which album cover is your favorite and who your favorite music artist is. Subscribe so I can get 1.6 thousand subscribers by the end of the weekend.